Hello everyone, welcome to yet another video on Python, but only this time we will be installing Python and the PyCharm IDE. I'm Yogendra and today we're going to show you how we can install Python on Windows 10 and how to install an IDE, which is short for Integrated Development Environment of Python as well. In this video, we will be looking at how to install Python 3.10.0 on Windows, how to install it on Mac OS, how to install the Python IDE, which is an IDE provided by python.org, how to add Python to path variables, how to write our first small program using Python, and lastly, how to install PyCharm, which is an IDE for Python. But before moving on with the video, for more such videos on Python, do not forget to hit the like button and it would mean a lot to us if you could subscribe to our channel. Without further ado, we shall now go ahead with the demo of installation. Let us now proceed with the installation. So first, let us download the Python setup file. For that, we'll have to go to the browser and download the Python setup file. So to do that, let us go to the Python website. So that's python.org, which is the official website of Python. So if you click on this, you'll go to the official website of Python, and over here, you can see the downloads tab, and you can already see that by default, we have the installation for Windows. So we'll need to download that since we're working on Windows 10. And if you want to download it for any other OS platforms, like let's say Mac, you click on this and you have the releases for Mac over here as well. So if you want to download any release which is before 3.10.0, which is the latest version, you can do that as well. So that's over here. So for now, let us install it for Windows itself. So let's click on this. So as you can see over here, Python 3.9 plus cannot be used on Windows 7 or earlier. So you need Windows 7 or more to install Python 3.9 plus. And if you want to install any released versions which came out before Python 3.10.0, you'll have to click on this to view the full list of downloads. You can see that there are different releases, like say 3.9, 3.8, and 3.7, and so on. So for now, let us just install the latest version, which is 3.10.0. And this downloads it for 64-bit Windows version. So you can see that it's already been downloaded. Let us show it in folder first. And then you can, run it by double-clicking it. It starts the installation setup. So as you can see over here, you have the installation setup, and we'll need to add Python 3.10 to path, because if we want to use it on command prompt, we'll have to do this. So let's click on this as well. And since we want to make the installation to be customizable, we'll do that as well. And this can be installed for all the users that you got on your computer. So this is also recommended. And now let us, start with the customized installation. Over here, you have the documentation, which is just the Python documentation file. And here you have pip, which stands for Preferred Installer Program, which is used to, download and install other Python software packages, like say, many libraries in Python. You can install them using the pip command. So over here, you have the IDE, which is called the Python IDE. So it is the integrated development and learning environment provided by Python, which has interactive options that you can use it to save the Python file and many such things. And these two are recommended for everyone. So let's just click on next. Over here, install it for all users. You have to check this. Let's just check everything so that it'll be easier for us. And this is the path where the Python setup or the installation files will get installed. So if you want to change the path, you can do that as well by clicking on the browse button, which will show you where do you want to, save the files. So for now, let's just keep it the way it is and click on install. So it asks for permission. So let's just give it and wait for the installation to happen. Installation will take some time, so we'll have to wait until then. As you can see that it's installing for the 64-bit version. So all the libraries which are getting installed are for the 64-bit Windows version. And it is loading all the 64-bit symbols and debug options as well. So that's one thing you can, see. Okay, so as you can see over here, we can see that the setup was successful and Now we can close this dialog. To verify if the installation happened or not, let's just open the command prompt. So let's open the command prompt with the cmd command. So to check the installation of the Python, it is successful or not, we have this command to check the version of the Python which we have installed. So that will be Python space hyphen version. If you click on enter, we can see that the version is Python 3.10.0 or 3.10.0. There's an alternative command to this as well, which is py space hyphen version, which will give you the same version. That is again Python 3.10.0. And one more thing is, if you want to run Python using the command prompt, you can just click on the, you can just type the py command and click on enter. So what it does is it gives you a command prompt interactive, not an interactive thing, I would say. So you can run any Python program from here as well using the command prompt. So let's just start with a simple program. Let's say printing hi guys or hello world, which is the basic program for every programmer. So to print that, it's just hello world. And keep in mind that in Python, you don't need to put a semicolon to end the statement or the end of the statement block. So if you just click on the enter or press on the enter button, it'll just give you the output. So that is hello world. So this is how you use the command prompt to type anything in Python or to run a Python program using command prompt. Also, we installed the Python IDE, which is interactive user interface for Python. So that we can just type IDE in our start button or the search panel. It'll open up the IDE interactive Python environment. So here also it's the same like the command prompt, but the extra options that we have is over here, which is you can save the file and open a new file, edit the file, and the shell is just the previous history and the next history, which you can find out from here, and everything else. So here also it's the same way like how we did it on command prompt. So to print the hello world, so it's just hello with the double quotes. And also here you can see that the values or the arguments which the print function supports. So this is one thing which we get in the IDE Python development environment. So that's hello world and close the double quotes, and now you can just print it. So over here you get the hello world without any semicolon needed, and as compared to languages like Java, C and everything, Python is easy that way. So you don't need any semicolon to terminate the statement. So this is how you install and run Python for Windows. And now let us move on to PyCharm IDE, which is same as IDE for Python, but it has more features when compared to IDE. So let us go to the browser once and let us type PyCharm and see what comes up. So as you can see, the first link that pops up is JetBrains.com. So this is the link which we're supposed to open. JetBrains is the company which developed PyCharm. So this is the official website of PyCharm. And as you can see that the download page opens up. So you can click on download option. Over here you have two options and for 3 operating systems. So since we have to download it for Windows, let us use this. If you want to download it for Mac OS, you can download using these options. So let us focus on Windows now. Okay, so here you have two options. One is professional, which is paid version, but then again you can use the free trial for some days. We'll focus on the community version, which is free and open source like they've mentioned over here. So let's click on the download button. As you can see that the download has been started. The file is around 372 MB. Let us wait till it downloads and then we'll start installing the file. Okay, so as you can see, the download is getting completed and now it's completed. Let us open the file when it's completed. So you can just click on open when done and it automatically open the file when it's done. Yeah, so here you can see that the PyCharm community edition setup configuration has been started. Now let us click on next to continue. So this is the folder where the installation files will be stored. So this is automatically given by the setup. So the folder name is program files. Under that it's JetBrains. Under that it's PyCharm Community Edition and the version name. If you want to save it in any other location, you can do that using the browse button, like how we did for Python installation. And over here, you can see that the space required is around 1 GB. For this version, this particular version, the space required is 1 GB. It might go up if there's any new update in the future. And since it's done that, so we can click on next button. Over here, we have few options to click. So if you want to create a desktop shortcut, you can do that as well. And since we want to add bin folder to the path variable, we can do that. So this we do it because if we want to use PyCharm IDE through command prompt, we can do that using the path variable. And this is regarding the context menu, where if you want to add this particular thing or this particular open folder as project into the context menu, you need to click this. So you can just click it to move on, then click on the next button. So this is the folder where in the program shortcuts in the start menu, this will be the folder which contains PyCharm. So since JetBrains is the one which developed PyCharm, let's just keep it that way and then click on install. Installation will take some time. Okay, so now the setup has been completed. To use PyCharm Community Edition, we'll have to restart the computer. So I'll click on I want to manually reboot later and then finish. So we'll have to restart our computer. After restarting the computer, you'll see the PyCharm IDE in the start menu and even the desktop shortcut will be visible. So let's do that now. So as you can see over here, the desktop shortcut for PyCharm Community Edition has already been created after we restarted our system. And in the same way, let's go to the start menu and see if the JetBrains folder has been created. So as you can see over here, the JetBrains folder has been created and we have PyCharm Community Edition under that, which we have chosen in the setup configuration. So now let us open the PyCharm IDE by double clicking on the shortcut. Usually it does take a bit time to open the IDE itself. Okay, so like every other IDE, this part is called the workspace where we can write our code. So let us write our first code or first program using Python. So let us print the words hello world, which is like so common. And let us print hello world. And to execute the program in PyCharm, we click on this button, the play button, which is green in color. So world. Then now we click on the play button, which is green in color. It will execute our program or compile our program and give the expected output, which is hello world. So yeah, this is how you install PyCharm and write our first program in Python using PyCharm IDE. And that's it from my end now. So that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you're clear with how we can install both Python 3.10.0 and PyCharm on Windows. In addition to this, we have also looked at how to install it on Mac OS, how to add Python to path variables, how to install the Python ideally, and how to write our first small program using Python. If you guys liked this video, make sure you hit the like button and do not forget to subscribe to our channel. Thank you.